You don't feel like you're ready enough for a knighthood. You've turned down my offer of being a House of Lord. Let's say then the government create a department for sartorial affairs and appoint you minister.
Right.
What would be the first thing that you would do as the minister for sartorial affairs?
I think I'd get rid of skinny jeans. That's going straight to jail. That one. I don't know. It's a bit like Room 101. This. Somebody asked me about Crocs the other day, which I had a sort of similar reaction to. Crocs and a suit was the question. I think it was the Sunday Times style, but yeah, that's a no as well. But I don't know. I think that the thing is, the older I get, the more I'm just like, yeah, whatever, do whatever, wear whatever makes you feel happy. I think, life is so difficult, and wearing clothes is something that for lots of us makes us feel better and allows us to express something about who we are. And, when I was younger, I was a right snobby little sod, but, now I feel like I've mellowed a bit. I mean, I look at tailored clothes. People get really badly wrong, and I look at a lot of tailored clothes and think, "Oh my goodness, what on earth are you thinking?" I remember who we were looking at the other day. I don't want to name names because it just feels mean. But there was a very Actually, it was a rugby player, very high-profile rugby player, and it was his wedding suit, and like the button that was done up, like the top button on a 2-button suit was somewhere up near his sternum, and then like. There was this big splaying gap below it, and like it was all pulled, pulled and folded because it was far too tight. And then there was this big sort of wedge of white, and then you could see a belt on the bottom of his tie, and it was just, and the trousers were too tight in his arse, and it was like somebody's tucked you right up here.
I was unable to attend a recent wedding, but I was invited to be a groomsman. So I was unable to attend, but I was in the groomsman group chat. And on the morning of the wedding, I sent a message out. I said, chaps, you need to be looking your best. So don't do the bottom button up of your suit. Make sure that your pocket's square, you can't see the edges. Make sure your tie's all the way done up. And I listed all of these things, and I just got no response from anyone. It was, I think it's on deaf ears.
I think what else is going in the bin?
Oh, yeah.
Those sort of pointy polyurethane, tan-coloured, plastic-soled, like derbies that, I drove down to South Wales on Friday to pick up a mantelpiece, a fire surround, from a vintage dealer in South Wales. It's a long way to buy a fireplace, but and we were my girlfriend and I were driving down the M5, and we stopped at services, and obviously everyone was heading to Cheltenham. And there was a group of lads, and they were all there in their pastel 3-pieces, 2 short trousers, waistcoats all over the place. But they all had they're going in straight in the bin as well. Those tan, and it's like the polyurethane is so bad, and they sort of curl up at the front. And, oh God.
Do you ever, are you ever affected at all by kilts? Because with kilt jackets, how you have the Argyle and the Bonnie Prince Charlie. I saw a photo last night of this family wedding, and the father was in a Bonnie Prince Charlie jacket, which you're supposed to wear with a black tie. But then he was wearing a traditional necktie with it, and then the son was in an Argyle jacket, which you're supposed to wear a tie with, and then he was wearing a bow tie with it. And I thought, come on, chaps.
Yeah. Well, I think you're either. I mean, I think the thing is with the following the traditional pattern, Prince Charlie with a waistcoat, or Braemar with a belt, like the front of the jacket is cut in a way, and the front of the waistcoat is cut in a way that presents the other bits that you wear with them in what is an idealized way. So, if you're wearing a Prince Charlie and you've got the waistcoat on, the bow tie sits in the right size of white triangle, and it looks perfect. Like the proportions of it all are specifically designed to look right. And if you start trying to, I don't mind people subverting black tie these days because everybody's doing their own thing a little bit, but make it look good. That's the thing, because those things have been designed very specifically to go with one another. And when you start changing it up, what you're doing is you just throw in all the proportions out. And our eyes, whether we do it consciously or not, classical proportion, Grecian, Roman, classical proportion, all of that Fibonacci triangle, all that stuff, that's all real. That's not like we haven't invented this stuff. And so there are things that look good to the eye and things that don't. And I think it's okay that people, want to deformalize certain bits of clothing, because